there's some whispers, there are some rumors from Bleacher Report that Ben Simmons and the Sixers are not seeing eye to eye this offseason, so much so that they haven't really been communicating like they normally do during the offseason. Obviously, Simmons was offered in a trade for James Harden, and then once the Sixers season was over, there were a lot of rumors about him leaving town. Jalen, what does this tell you about the Simmons-Sixers relationship?
Basic professional etiquette 101. If your job or your boss reaches out to you that happens to be paying you millions of dollars, you should return the call. Just normal protocol. But in all honesty, I feel like this relationship is going to end with Ben Simmons ultimately being traded. I think that's why he's not necessarily returning their calls, because he knows that they're shopping him. And the one thing about getting traded, and you know I can relate because I've been moved multiple times, is sometimes you see it coming, and then also before it happens, people assassinate your character. Then they say things like this that people don't know if they're true or not. So the fans that you do have are not upset that you got moved. It's a weird mental gymnastic that happens in professional sports. But with that being said, the way he performed in the playoffs, in their final series, and particularly his lack of productivity in the fourth quarter, you can't have him and Joel Embiid being your two best players and feel like that you're going to contend for a championship. When they're at their best, they occupy the same space on the floor, the colored area.
I really think that if he were to be traded to another team, it would be mutually beneficial for both franchises. I'm big on Ben Simmons, and I would definitely be in the market for him were I a GM around the league. I think he's extremely productive. He is the second vote getter in Defensive Player of the Year, the second best defender in the entire league, a great passer, has great vision, and without Joel Embiid on the floor, there's another team, another chemistry, another offense for him in which he will be very successful. And I also understand maybe he doesn't want to talk. They literally offered him in a trade already. Once the buzzer was over in the Hawks series, they put him on 17 different teams in the media. I understand why he feels a certain way, and I hope that for him and the Sixers, that this ends up in a fair trade for both teams.
Everything you say is A+ spot on, my brother, and I want to add to that. The Philadelphia 76ers, in theory, are the only team that have an anchor post player like Joel Embiid that requires them to run their offense that way. If you look around the league, the floor is normally spread. And a guy like Ben Simmons now, who embodies positionless basketball, is able to take advantage of his athleticism, his quickness, his speed, and his ability to finish. But if you have Joel Embiid, of course you need to feature him. And so that's the dilemma that they have. He's their franchise player. Ben is going to end up somewhere else. And I, like you, know that he's going to ball when he gets to his next destination. He's going to do work at his next destination. So everybody that get a chance to assassinate his character and talking about how he's spending his offseason and talking about how much a house that he's hanging out in California costs, all of that is irrelevant. When the season starts and/or when Ben Simmons get traded, trust me, he's going to go somewhere else and do work and still be an all-star level player.
Absolutely, and I'm going to be a die-easy fan of that team no matter what team it is in the National Basketball Association.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.